praise to the Most High. Yahweh Shem Yahushua in these last days. Peace and blessings to the 12 of Yasharallah. Right, man. Swinging them swords into the kingdom come, man. Swinging them swords into the kingdom to come. And also happy Feast of Tabernacles. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Hope brothers and sisters is in the spirit. All right, so yeah, so I was just kind of meditating on, you know, some of the differences between Saul and David. And then I was meditating even more and looking at some of the differences of today. You know, some of the differences of the stuff that's going on today within the body of Israel, man. Right? You got a lot of beef. That beef spirit kind of emerged in the scene. You got a lot of beef spirit going on, you know, people beefing it, you know, stuff that we familiar with on the streets. You know, you're starting to kind of see even in the truth. So it's like, all right, when you think about King David and when you think about King Saul, these are two different entities, or two different people groups. All right, two different people. I say house because these are houses, man. All right, one man, which is King Saul, hey, he represented pride, prestige, fame. All right, he was higher than the most of them. We're gonna get a touch on that. Then we got King David, right? And we seen his small beginnings, so to speak, right? So King David has small beginnings. So I just want to show real quick, and that's why I say you got the house of David versus the house of Saul. What spirit are you of in these last days, man? You know, during this Feast of Tabernacles and during a few of these feast days, what spirit are you of? All right. So we're gonna touch down. Let me get the book of Luke, chapter 9 and verse 52. And it reads, well, let's start at 51. And it came to pass, when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem. Right? It's Yahushua speaking. They talking about Yahushua. And sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into a village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. And they did not receive him. So the Samaritans, they didn't receive the Lord. All right, they didn't receive the disciples that was preparing for the Lord to come to Samaria. He says, and they did not receive him because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. And when his disciples, James and John, saw this, they said, Lord, will thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elijah did? Right? So the disciples, they wanted to bring down fire from heaven because of all the disrespect that the Samaritan people were doing. And the Samaritans, hey, those are Israelites, man. Not all of them. You had different groups that was labeled Samaritans, but we know, like the woman at the well, she was an Israelite of the northern kingdom, right? So these are Israelites bucking up against the truth like we see today. And you know, sometimes the zeal of the Lord will come on some of the prophets and some of the disciples to make certain claims that their forefathers of the prophet office did back in the time, in different times, right? So they use Elijah as reference to do the same thing that Elijah had the opportunity to do, was send fire down from heaven, right? He says, let's read that again. Verse 54. And when his disciples, James and John, saw this, they said, Lord, will thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elijah did? But he turned. Who turned? Yahushua turned. So after Yahushua heard that, he turned around. Look what the Lord said. But he turned and rebuked them and said, ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. Right? So you got to know what spirit we all are on, man. You know, when we going out there on the highways and byways, when we in our workplace, when we at home battling, you know, different battles, you know, these are all the things that we have to fight throughout the day, man. You know, we always have to fight throughout the day. It's always a fight, right? But like Yahushua told his disciples, what spirit are you on, man? All right, self-examining your spirit to see what spirit you really on. All right, because we all can slip, man. We all slip. Hey, I done slipped 1,000 times. Brothers have slipped 1,000 times. All right, sisters have slipped 1,000 times. All right, but what spirit are you on, man? What spirit are you on? So as we go further and investigate Saul and David and the differences between them both, hey, man, we're going to see the difference, right? Because the house of David is prophesied to be the elect in the last days, man. Let's get that real quick. Let's get the book of Amos, chapter 3. Salaki, chapter 9. Amos 9. Right? Now, Saul's house is not prophesied. No, I'm not from Morocco, brother. Ain't no Moors over here. We have a Moorish spirit. With all praises. What spirit you on, man? All right? You got to get in that Hebrew spirit, man. We ain't Moors out here, man. Moors means what? Black. Morano. All right? We more than black. We are Israelites. And that supersedes the laws of America and the laws of the Moors, man. Because the laws of God, hey, is the foundation of it all, man. All right? Everybody copycats, copy and paste the laws of the Most High. But I digress. All right, so this is Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and shall close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Right? So that's the tabernacle of David. All right, tabernacle of David is prophesied in the last days to rise up again. Right? Let's get another precept. But we do not see the tabernacle of Saul. And we're going to show you why. Saul had a different spirit than David did. Brothers in the truth have a different spirit. And those spirits are either from the house of David or from the house of Saul. So we all have to self-examine ourselves of what spirit we on as we move in this walk called life, man. In Babylon and abroad. All right, this is Revelations chapter 11 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, and that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any trees. Right? That's talking about nuclear destruction, that the pending danger that's coming upon the whole earth. The Lord says, nobody will touch, or the angels will not release no judgment until the elect is sealed. These are the people of the house of David that was prophesied, right? It says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living Yahweh, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads, man. All right, so the servants of the Most High, judgment will not come upon this earth until the servants of the Most High is sealed. And that's men, women, and children included. That's the 144,000. These are all the house of David. The house of David ain't just talking about his immediate family, man. It's talking about the whole Israelite elect group that's going to be saved through the great tribulation, right? And we see right here the 144,000 as it speaks, but then it goes to the 1/3 in verse 10. It says, verse 10 says, and cry with a loud voice, saying, salvation. So like verse 9, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no one could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lord, the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now we seen that before when Yahushua was on the scene, on his way to Jerusalem. People were lined up. All our people was lined up with palm trees and beautiful white robes, saying Hosanna, Hosanna. You know, so it's showing that those are Israelites as well as these are Israelites in the future, which is the house of David, right? But what spirit are we on, like Yahushua told his disciples? What spirit are you on these last days? Do you have the spirit of Saul, or do you have the spirit of David? All right, one more precept of the house of David, real quick. Acts chapter 1. It's the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 6. When they say, therefore, it says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Right? So that's the ultimate purpose, man. You know, we all got that spirit. The same spirit that Peter and them had to ask that question before the Lord went up into the spirit world. And we ask that same question in our spirits. You know, when will be the time that you restore the kingdom back to Israel, man? When? You know, but we know that we have to be patient. Hey, when you go to a restaurant, you got a waiter that serves you. And he waits as he serves. He serves as he waits. All right, that's all he do. Yeah, come on, all praises. You know, we have to serve while we wait. We have to wait while we serve on the Lord, man. Wait on the Lord. All right, so let's get it, man. So I just want to show how Saul's spirit was compared to David. You know, because David had a mighty spirit. Saul had a mighty spirit, but his spirit was still off, man. You know, we all can be mighty, man, you know, but we got to always check our spirits is what I'm saying. You know, and hey, look, man, I'm always aiming myself before I aim at anything. That's what we're supposed to do, right? It's a two-edged sword, man. It cuts going forth and it cuts going to. All right, so come on. All right, this is 1 Samuel chapter 13. Salaki. So, well, first let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 8. Because when you look at Israel, we always seek for a kingdom, or we always seek for a king to kind of rule over us. Because we look at the heathens and we look how they're conducting themselves because of their king. And because of that, we want to follow the ways of the heathens. And the ways of the heathens, they're like, hey, man, let's go get a king to mimic the other heathen nations, right? But we supposed to be a kingdom of priests, man. We were supposed to have so much faith that when anybody approaches and says, where y'all king at? We see our kings. We see the Moabite kings. We see the Elam kings. All right, we see all these mighty kings of different nations. But where is your king at? We were supposed to say, hey, our king you can't see, man. And is present and rules the whole entire planet. Hey, rules your kings. Sets up kings and bring kings down. Right? Has multiple manifold wisdom. And directs all groups upon the earth. That's what we're supposed to say. But instead, we wanted a king like the nations, right? So let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 8. All right, this is the book of 1 Samuel. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 8 and verse 4. It says, then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the other nations, right? All right, and we fast forward to the time of Yahushua, and we ask for the same thing. All right, we don't have no. He says, what our people say? Our king is Caesar, man. Our king is a so-called white man. All right, so we always seek for kings to rule over us because we didn't have a faith enough to believe that the Most High was king that governed over the children of Israel from the desert all the way up to this time, man. So we have to always believe we got a king that you can't see, man. Our king is generated off of our faith. Our king shows its power when we become faithful. Though we can't see him, we have a king, man. All right, so let's go to Paul. Let's go to Saul real quick. So, you know, it's like Saul had no patience. All right, Saul had no patience, man. If you get to 1 Samuel chapter 13, 12 to 13, hey, he had no patience when the enemies of Israel was surrounding him, and he was waiting for Saul. All right, so like he was waiting for the prophet Samuel. What did he do? Because he was waiting for a sacrifice so the Lord can move on his behalf in the battle. What did Saul do? Let's find out. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 13 and 12. All right, this is 1 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 12. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplications unto the Lord. I forced myself, therefore, and offered a burnt offering. So he forced himself, right? He had no patience, and he despised God's timing and progress, right? This is Saul. So that's what the house of Saul is. No patience, despise God's timing and God's progress, man. That's what the house of Saul is. No patience, despise God's timing and progress. All right, God got his own time for us. He got our own different, he got his own progress for every individual, and you don't have to force your way into anything, because he'll put you in a position when you just falling back. You just playing your part as the man or woman of the Lord, man. All right, you ain't gotta force yourself to nothing. All right, the more you force yourself, you're gonna be like Saul, and you're gonna absolutely fall on your own sword, man, like Saul did. All right, Saul was also a man that loved the spotlight, right? He was higher than he was actually taller than all men. All right, let's get that. 1 Samuel chapter 9 real quick. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 2. And he had a son whose name was Saul, a choice young man and a goodly, and there was not among the children of Israel a goodlier person than he. In other words, the brother had looks, right? It was all about looks with this man, right? So he had the greatest looks, than all Israel. Hey, it go even deeper than that. It says, from his shoulders and upward, he was higher than all of the, he was higher than any of the people. And he was taller than all the people. He looked better than all the people, right? This is the difference. And this, so when you fast forward today, examine your spirit. Do you have this type of spirit, man? All right. Do you have this type of spirit? What spirit are you on? What spirit am I on in these last days, man? The house of Saul versus the house of David, right? So he was higher than all the people on the spiritual level. Hey, he was higher in pride, man. And we seen that as you go further into the story, we see that Saul was higher in pride as well. His pride superseded everybody else's, right? Let's keep going though. He was a successful military leader. He worshiped God and rebuked the people when they violated and built altars to the Lord, right? That's let's go to 1 Samuel 14 real quick, and let's read 32. All right, this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 32. And the people flew upon the spoil and took sheep and oxen. Is this 14? Salaki. Yeah, that's it. and oxen, cows, and slew them on the ground. And the people did eat them with the blood. Then they told Saul, saying, behold, the people sin against the Lord in that they eat with the blood. And he said, ye have transgressed. Roll a great stone unto me this day. And Saul said, despise yourselves among the people. All right, that's not this one. Oh yeah, con. This verse 35. And Saul built an altar unto the Lord. Right, so he rebukes the people. All right, he rebukes the people. He built an altar to the Lord. The same was the first altar that he built unto the Lord. Right? And Saul said, let us go down after the Philistines by night and spoil them until the morning light. And let us not leave a man of them. And they said, do whatsoever seemed good unto thee. Then said the priest, let us draw near hither to God. So, hey, Saul was a worshiper of the Most High. Don't get it twisted. The Lord, Saul loved the Most High. He built altars. He rebuked the people when they transgressed. They was eating blood, man, and he had to rebuke them for that. Right? So these are good, mighty works. What else he do? In 1 Samuel chapter 14 and 35, he get rid of all the witches in the land. Right? He get rid of all the mediums and the witches in the land. Imagine that. Imagine the Most High put a spirit on us to get rid of all witches, warlocks, right? Luciferians, all manners of heathens that practice these things all out of the land. And the land will be pure, man. I can just imagine that. Imagine sending your kids to school not worrying about if you're there, if the teacher's a witch or not, man. All right, so not too long, like a few years ago, I remember taking my nephew to I think it was elementary or junior high. It was junior high, Salaki. Took him to the junior high, and I talked to the teacher, and this dude was a witch, man. Dude was a straight warlock, man. He had all these different pictures of witches and cartoon witches, make it look not too I kind of rebuked the dude, man. I'm like, hey man, what you on, man? Because you don't want people, you don't want your kids or anybody that you're connected to under another man's spirit. What spirit are you on, like we talking about, right? But anyways, Saul did mighty works. What was the problem then? If Saul did all these mighty works, what was the problem? The house of Saul represents the worship of works rather than pure faith towards God. That's the problem, man. All right, you can do mighty works and all of that, even for the Most High, right? This is why, as I started with Yahushua and the disciples, the Lord told the disciples, hey, what spirit you on, man? In the book of Luke chapter 9, 53 on down. What spirit are you on? Right? The house of Saul represents the worshipers of works, man. Right? Obedience is better than sacrifice, man. It's not what you always doing, but it's how you're doing it and who you doing it for. You doing it for yourself, self-gain, or you doing it for the Lord and things of that nature. Very important part. So the house of Saul is a worshiper of works, man. They did mighty acts, they did mighty works, but they worship their works. That was the problem, man. Don't be a worshiper of your own works, man. All right. So let's see if the house of David. Let's go to 1 Samuel 16 real quick. All right. So David was a mighty man. Hey, like I said, Saul was a mighty man as well, but Saul had a different spirit, man. What spirit are you on? That's right. Witches and warlocks are out of here, man. That's right, man. Come on. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 18. Right? It says, then answered one of the servants and said, behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is cunning and plain, and a mighty valiant man, and a man of war, and prudent in matters, and a comely person, and the Lord is with him. Now, you want other men to praise you. And when I mean praise, I'm not talking about exalt. Praise meaning speak highly of on a good level. That is the house of David, man. Right? Because David was always in the background. David played the background, man. All right? David played the background. How does this man knew that King David, or Salaki, that David, this is literally 1 Samuel chapter 16. David haven't even killed the Goliath yet. He says, if a brother has a non-Israelite BM and she wants to be in a relationship to marry the brother, what shall the brother do? Hey, you know, that's funny you asked that, because we was just talking about that not too long ago. All right, so, but, you know, I want to stay on topic. Hit us up, though. Hit us up on our DM. We'll give you a proper, you know, breakdown of what you should do. All right, because that's very important, man. You know, we want to all get in the righteous spirit. Yeah, see, the brother already know. Yeah, see, God. Yeah, we was just talking about that, King. So, you know, just hold down. I'll probably even do a little breakdown as well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we all seek for righteousness, man. We want to find what's right, what's wrong. All right, what spirit you on? All right, what's right, what's wrong? What spirit are you on? So the house of David, let other men praise him, meaning speak highly of him instead of you speaking highly of yourself or your congregation speaking highly of you. You know, that can happen too. All right. But what we're looking at is the difference in the spirit of both of these men. And if you see the spirit of both of these men, we know, okay, am I moving in this spirit? I don't want to move in just worshiping of works. All right. So lucky for the win. The win is okay. So the house of David is as well does not mind playing the background or leadership. All right, so the house of David don't mind playing the background, meaning hardly seen, or leadership in front of the scene. All right, that's what the house of David is, man. It ain't got no pride in it, man. All right, man, we gotta hate pride, man. Pride is destroying too many of our people, man. You know what I'm saying? It really just hurts my heart just when you really think about just in general, just Israel in general, man. It's so much damn pride. I'm talking about in the truth, outside the truth, whatever, man. We all got to watch out for our pride, man. The pride, the enemy always hit us with that spirit of pride. We just seen in the scriptures where they wanted a king, a physical king over the invisible Yahweh, man. That's pride. God, yeah, all praise the Most High. Definitely king. That's pride, man. Yeah, that's a good one too. And First Kings, what was that? First Kings. He says, Yasharallah, he put this out. He says the only thing is a lot of heathens draw brothers away from the truth and or bring spirits to the household. We would say to back off or to back up from that reason, but every case is slightly different. That's speaking wisdom. Every case is slightly different, but primarily, you know, we don't want to indulge with different heathen groups, right? Because if y'all put that precept out with when King Saul was drawn to serve other gods because of his many foreign ribs that he had. All right, so we got, hey man, we in the last days, man. All the other stuff that we did in our past lives of this present time, you know, we want to clean ourselves up, and we want to focus most importantly on the Most High in these last days, because hey, this thing is ramping up. Yeah, come. 1 Kings 11 on down. So, King, you can read that. 1 Kings 11 on down and just see the attributes of how Saul was moved, or so like how King Solomon was moving. All right, but let's stay on topic though. All right, so yeah, so King Saul or the house of David does not mind playing the background or leadership, just wants to serve, man. And that's Yahushua, man. Yahushua is from the seed of David. When he came on the earth, there was like, is this Joseph's son? He's not from the seed, or he's not from the house of David, right? Then you go to Romans chapter. Let's go to Romans chapter 1. It tells you he's from the lineage of David, from the house of David. He represents the spiritual house of David and the physical house of David, right? So that lets you know. I mean, how mighty is that, man? You got a house that represents faithfulness, man. You got a house that represents spiritual power, right? I'd rather be that than a house of pride. You know, I'd rather be that than a house of feasting, the house of prestige, you know, the house of eye pleasing. That is the house of Saul, man. All right, this is the book of Romans chapter 1 and verse 2, which he had promised afore by his prophets in the holy scriptures. Verse 3, concerning his son, Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. Right? And he's also part of that spiritual house of David, which we know of. That's why Revelations 3 talks about he has the keys of David. Those that he won't open, that he'll shut doors that no man can shut, and open doors that no man can open. Right? So that's the spiritual and physical house of David. It's very mighty through the spirit, man. But let's continue. Right? So he always played the background. Let's put this out real quick. Let's go to 16 and look at King David. King David always played the background, man. All right? Are you playing the background? Am I playing the background? All right? Are we always got to be in front of everybody? You know? You got to watch our spirits, man. We got to watch our spirits, man. All right? We don't have to be in front. I hate being in front, man. But then I love being in front at the same time. You gotta hate and love at the same time, just to keep your spirit in a subjection to the will of the Lord, man. You gotta hate the front, then love the front. You gotta love the back, you know, and love the back, man. Love the background. Play the background. You're not nobody because you in the back scene doing something, you know. You always got to remember that, man, because, you know, America, you know, in here in Babylon, it's all about, you know, who's the greatest. I mean, you got to think about it. The disciples, they were fighting for the greatest seat. You know, Yahushua had to check them multiple times while he was on the earth. They literally was fighting who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom in the book of Mark chapter 10. Right? So playing the background is very important, man, for your own spirit and for your own sake, right? So, and that's why, you know, sometimes, you know, social media can kill you, bro. Like, social media is a demon sometimes. So you gotta kind of hop in and hop out, man, because it's a demon. It sucks you to make you want to, you know, seek for vainglory. All right, so let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 11. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 11. It says, and Samuel said to Jesse, are here all thy children? Hey, so, you know, hey, Samuel, the prophet, came in there, looked at all these mighty men of the sons of Jesse. He's like, oh, man, I know you the king. You the king. I can just see, you know, your veneer, your character. You know, you're strong, you look mighty. Oh yeah, you're fit, your attributes is the looks and of a king, right? But hey, the Lord says, what did the Lord say, man? When the prophet came in there talking like that? Verse 7, But the Lord said to Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord sees not as man sees, for man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Right? Not saying that, David's brother wasn't a good brother at all. Just saying he know what type of heart he got. He got a heart of a king or not. He's like, he probably looked, he said, nah, he ain't got a heart of a king though. He got heart for a warrior. Right? He got heart for a shepherd. All right? But he probably don't got heart for a king, which is okay, man. Not everybody. Look, that's one of the problems that our race has, just in general. All right? It's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. All right? It's too many generals and not enough soldiers, man. Love to be whatever position that you are in and do it like you a king in it, man. Whatever position you in, do it like a king would do it. All right, because we all kings and priests. All right, so let's go to, so playing the background. I just want to touch on that very point because that's one of the hardest things to do is play the background and really love it. But look at David, man. Let's read that again. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children? So Samuel's telling Jesse, hey, is this all your kids? Are these all your mighty sons right here? Is there anybody else? Why? He's saying that because the Lord says none of them. So now he confounded. The prophet is confounded because he's like, man, is there anybody else? Right? Let's find out. And he said, there remain yet the youngest. And behold, he keeps the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. Look at that, man. Hey, so David, while that whole little campaign at the house was going on of who's going to be the king in election through the prophet, hey, David was in the background, man, taking care of the sheep. Was in the back of the mountains taking care of the sheep, man. In complete isolation. Sometimes isolation is the greatest education you can get, or it can be the greatest weapon against you. All right, so you got to have discernment on that, right? As well as tribulation, man. Tribulation can be a great education for you. When you're going through hell, you learn a lot, man. You learn how to build character. You learn how to go through pain. You learn how to be patient with people. You learn how to be you learn how to endure, right? That's what it looks like when you're dealing with the house of David. Those are all the attributes, man. All right. Right. So, so he's literally in the back of the mountains. Nobody know what he's doing. Right. Doing the work without anybody seeing him. Can you do that? Can I do that? Doing the work while nobody's seeing you, man. Because, hey, that's faith right there. It's like, hey, the Lord see it. That's the most important part, man. When you doing work where nobody's seeing it, that's a mighty work right there, man. That is a mighty work when you doing it with nobody see. Because hey, King Saul, he need everybody to see it, and we're gonna prove it because he starts to compare works, right? And that's, hey, you can't do that, man. Saul got his thousands, David got his 10,000. He start comparing works, but I won't go too further. 1 Samuel chapter 17, the house of David is not intimidated by anything because this house fears God more than this house fears God above all other things, right? So the house of David they don't get intimidated so quick, right? When he had to fight Goliath, man, he had to fight a monster, literally, a straight beast. What did he do? The Bible says he didn't even think. He just ran and struck him. All right? He proclaimed judgment on him, ran and struck him. Right? Why? Because he's not intimidated by what he see by what he see because he fears God above all things, man. All right? And that's the most important part. That's putting on the armor of the Most High, man. When you fear God above everything that you've seen, some stuff can look very intimidating. All right, there's certain things in this earth that can make your legs weak, man. All right, there's certain things in this earth that can literally make your legs weak. But King David, he didn't have that spirit, man. All right, he slew the giant and told him how he's gonna kill him, man. He says, this day, I'm gonna take your head off, man. He didn't have no sword. He didn't have not one sword at all, man. All right, another point. All right, the house of David is not a traditional fighter when going to war, but very tactical and unique when going to war. Right, let's get the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. Right? Yeah, we don't fight. Hey, everybody fight different in the truth, man. I can't fight the way you fight. We different, but believe the same. Right? And we're going to prove that in David's spirit. Look at this. This is 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 39. All right. And it reads, David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the palm of the lion and out of the palm of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. Verse 38, and Saul armed David with his armor, and he put a helmet of brass upon his head. Also, he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon the armor, and he assayed to go, for he had not proved it. For David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him, right? Hey, David said, man, I can't fight like this, man. Right? I can't fight the way you fight, man. We different, but hey, we believe the same, man. Right? So he's not a traditional fighter. He don't fight with the heavy metal, steels, hey, you know, the armor, all the helmets, the king's helmet, the king's chest plate, all right, the king's sword. That sounds mighty, you know, that looks mighty. Hey, but David said, hey, I don't need this stuff, man. All right. He told him his resume that he already fought the lion and the bear, right? And a side note, him fighting the lion and the bear was preparing him for the big battle, right? We always got little battles we fight throughout our lives, preparing us for that extreme battle that comes up, all right? That Goliath battle. There's always a Goliath battle that's right around the corner of all the battles that you fight, man. All right, the small battles is preparing you for that major battle, that Jacob's trouble battle, that World War III battle, that surviving, you know, Jacob's trouble battle, man. All right, let's keep moving though. It says, and these are some notes that I wrote because I'm thinking like the house of King Saul and the house of David are two different entities, man, literally. Right, so the Lord, hey, David said, I can't fight the way you have fought your battles, man. Let's see how David fought, and then we can move on. And I'm about to cut it off pretty soon. So this is 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 40. And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook and put them in a shepherd's bag, which he had. Even in a strip, and he slew what's like, and his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistines. So look at, hey man, look at David, man. David like, look, man, I fight different, man. I can't use the same armor that you got, but I do got something that I'm usually, you know, a professional in. All right, that's what he did. He said, yeah, let me use this. 5 smooth stones, right? 5 smooth stones and a slingshot is all I need, man. Right? Because he liked to move light on his feet, man. Did not the Lord tell his disciples to move light on your feet? All right, let's hold that and let's go there real quick to the book of Luke chapter 10. Right? We show you the aspects of the house of David, man. When you go on the war, move light on your feet, man. All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 10, and verse 3. Go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lamb among wolves. That sound like war. He said, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Carry neither purse nor stripe nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. I mean, keep going. And into whatsoever house ye enter, first say, peace to this house. Right? So the Lord said, hey, man, when you go on the war, hey, be light on your feet, man. Like David was. King David didn't need no armor like that. King David needs the artillery that he's used to. How he defended himself before. All right? I can't fight the way you fight. We different, but believe the same. The house of David is not a traditional fighter when going to war, but a very tactical and a unique one, man. All right? So let's keep pushing, man. The house of Saul always comparing works. All right? The house of Saul is always comparing works. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel chapter 18 and 7. Always comparing works, man. Like I said, we all got to check our spirits, man. Dare not to compare with no man, but be yourself, man. All right? Yes, you can love brothers' work. I love looking at all the mighty brothers' work, man. All right? I say, man, these brothers is mighty, and I have no problem saying it, man. From the youngest to the oldest, man. Very mighty. But I do not compare because everybody struggle. Gifts and tactics are totally different, though we believe the same, right? Let's bring it out though. This is the book. Well, let's start at 1 Samuel 18 and verse 6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the woman came out all of the cities of Israel, singing and dancing, to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music, right? Check this out, verse 7. And the woman answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands. Right? So all the women come out from every city. You know our people, you know our sisters, man. They turn it up. They turn it up. They love to see victories upon the men. Right? Imagine how it's going to look in the kingdom come, man. Our sisters going to be cheering for the victory of the men of war coming in this thing, right? It says, and the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Hey, after Saul heard that in his ears, he said, what? You know, he probably used to the chat, man. He probably used to them chatting, right? You got to watch out, man. If your spirit is like that, you used to women chatting for you, right? You always need, Salaki, you always need gratification, man. Hey, you got to check your spirit, man. All right? Check your spirit, man. Check our spirit, Heavenly Father. And it's wind blowing like heavy. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shad. Right? David kills his thousands, or Saul kills his thousands, but David 10,000. Hey, why would you not be proud of the next man that's behind you, backing you up, man? All right? Dare not to compare with no man. All right? That's a trap, man. All right? Be proud of what you do, man. Play the background, and if the Most High exalts you to any other position higher than the background, hey, love it and do it for the will of the Lord, man. All right? Because our whole purpose is not to be rewarded by men, but our whole purpose is to be rewarded by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? I'd rather hear Yahushua say, come in, good and faithful servant, than man just applaud me for work. Because once you out of here, hey, man, forget you the moment you leave, man. All right. So let's kind of wrap it up. 1 Samuel chapter 18, 17. All right, this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 18 and 17. All right, so and this is Saul's house loves hostility towards his brother, man. All right, so like I said, we gotta look at it, man. We gotta look at the spirit, man. You know, David loved unity. Saul loved gratification rather than unity. All right, yeah, self-gratification rather than unity. And if he wasn't getting, if he didn't get the amount of gratification that he needed, and it was given to somebody else, then he had a problem with it, man. That's the house of Saul. Pride, arrogancy, love fame, love to be in the front of the scene, hated the background, hate to be the second man of anything. That is the house of Saul. Humility, love the brotherhood, right? Very faithful to the Most High, love to play the background or leadership role, just want to serve. Wasn't a worshiper of works. This is the house of David, man. Always repenting, quick to be accountable, or quick to take accountability at all times. Quick to repent. This is the house of David, man. 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 17. And Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter, her her will I give thee unto wife. Only be thou vigilant for me, and fight the Lord's battles. For Saul said, let not my hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him. Now look how wicked Saul is, man. He over there. He's over there literally figuring out how he's gonna kill David without his hands having blood on him. And you know, it's kind of crazy because David did the same thing to Uriah. You know? So that, you know, that kingship spirit you have to always watch for, man. You know, the king mindset, you always got to check your spirit on. Right? Because just because you have power doesn't mean you can abuse that power over the flock of God, man. All right? It says, yeah, so King Saul, he loves hostility towards brothers. All right, that's what King Saul loved. David loved unity, unification of the 12 tribes, man. This is why he is called, all right, this is why the elect that will be saved in the great tribulation is called the house of David, right? That's all of the people of every tribe coming under the banner of King David, or the house of David, man. All right, so we're gonna end it. We're here. Let's go to, I just want 2 precepts real quick. Oh yes, actually 1 precept. Psalms 133. This is the house of David, man. All right, the house of David is all about unification among the brotherhood, man. And not just the brotherhood of your own congregation, because matter of fact, before we go there, let's see what Yahushua say. Because hey, what we seeing today, man, when you see brothers, you know, doing rap beefs, you know, trying to take brothers' heads off, you know, slandering other brothers if he's not in the congregation. Hey, that's a problem, man. That is a problem. That is the house of Saul, man. Comparing other man's work to yours is the house of Saul. All right. Hey, Yahushua is going to show what the house of Saul looks like in Matthew chapter 5. All right, let's show this, man. This is what the house of Saul look like. All right, this is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 46. For if you love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? Verse 47. And if you salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? So, hey, the Lord banged on them, man. He's like, man, if you salute the brothers from your own congregation, hey, we kind of ran into that, man, not too long, probably like a year ago. We was in, I think it was in, I believe it was in Hollywood. We seen somebody, seen some brothers. Hey, just salute them. He ain't trying to, push up on you, none of that. Hey, even from a distance. Hey, Shalom, Kings. Man, them brothers ain't even bat an eye, man. I'm like, damn. That's the house of that. Not saying they the house of Saul. That's the spirit of the house of Saul, man. Not saluting your brother because he ain't from your specific organization, man. The Most High sees the camp of Yahweh Shai, the Yasharallah. That's what he sees, man. All right, so the Lord is checking the Pharisees and the Jews of that spirit of the house of Saul. All right, that's what he's doing right here in Matthew chapter 5. He's checking them, man. Check your spirit. What spirit are you on? Right? He even talks about the spirit, our spirits, even in verse 9. Matthew 5 and 9. Blessed are the peacemakers. Hey, that's the house of David, man. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. See that? That's the house of David, man, versus the house of Saul. So we're going to always see throughout the scriptures the house of David versus the house of Saul from the beginning of, their kingship all the way to Revelations. So let's end it with 2 Samuel chapter 3. All right, so, hey, like I said, man, we all got to check our spirits, man. Hey, we ain't nothing but mere man in this thing, man. Mere man and women, we all make mistakes. We mess up sometimes. Pride come and try to ransack us, man. And sometimes, I had to realize on a psychological level, the reason why a lot of our people got pride sometimes is because, hey, it ain't like we in our kingdom. It ain't like we in a world that was made for us. We was told we was less than nothing. The world over and over again showed us or try to remind us that we're less than nothing. Yeah, calm. All praise the Most High, man. But we ain't less than nothing, man. So, you take that spirit and, sometimes you probably get into a specific position and you kind of move in that spirit. Try to show yourself when you ain't got to do that, man. You don't got to show yourself, man. Do not have the spirit of Saul. Do not be part of the house of Saul, but be part of the house of David, man. If the Lord wills. 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 1. And shalom to all the Akim over there. I see you, kings. It says, now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. And that's through the spirit. Because when you think about it, hey, King Saul's house is still being prophesied that will be the elect. That will be the elect, man. So King Saul's house, waxed stronger and stronger all the way to the book of Revelation chapter 7, man. The elect being saved out of the great tribulation. But then, if I say King Saul Salaki, I mean King David's house waxed stronger and stronger up until Revelation chapter 7, man, with the house of the elect. But King Saul's house waxed weaker and weaker up until the point where it didn't last too long, man. All right, when David was dancing, and when he became king, when he was dancing and Saul's daughter looked out the window and despised David. Right? That's the spirit of the house of Saul, man. You despise when God moves on another man's behalf, man. So with that, I'm gonna give a big shalom. That's right. A house divided shall never stand. That's right, man. So we don't need that. We don't need that spirit, man, especially in this time, man. This is the Feast of Tabernacles. All right. Our people was in a tent. When our people was in tents in Numbers chapter 2, hey, they surround the tabernacle. And they was all in order. You had Issachar with the Issacharites. You have the Judites on the other side, northbound, or eastbound of the tabernacle. You had you had the Zebulons. You had the Benjamites. You had all the 12 tribes surrounding the tabernacle in unity, man. All right. They didn't say, hey, no, we closer to the tabernacle, man. That the tabernacle's us. Tabernacle's us. And another group, the tabernacle close to us. Man, the tabernacle is close to all of y'all, man. Y'all surrounding the tabernacle. Oh man, so like that's the spirit though. Oh, we the chosen of chosen. No, man, the tabernacle is in the center and it surrounds and all tribes surround the anointing of the tabernacle, man. That's it and that's all, man. All right. Yeah, Khan, shalom. Yeah, all praise, man. Likewise, kings. Yeah, so all praise, man. You're like, hey, man, get that house of David spirit on you in these last days. Be mighty, be vigilant, because our adversary, the devil, runs around like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour in these last days. And his whole primary purpose is to devour the tribes of Israel, because we got next as the mighty brothers from HOI say, man. So, shalom. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shad, Brakathum.